So here we are at the sunny Eden Rise on Dartmoor, Openhand's first event of Thrive in 5D World Tour, and we're at this fabulous centre out on Dartmoor. It's wild, it's windy, it's rainy, but the vibration is really great, and that's why we're here. It's a great way to help people open up and let go. And here's the first group. Say good morning, guys. How you doing? Yeah? Is the weather okay for you? Yeah. Good. Not until we get in the stream. You think I'm joking? See you later. Here's the studio. This is where it all happens. Minimal electricity. Very careful about how we set up. A lot of meditation goes into it, a lot of feeling, a lot of connection to make sure that it all feels right, it's all set up right. What you're doing is amplifying, animating what we call the torus, which kind of looks like an apple, and the universal torus. And it has a vortex in the middle, and that is the sense of presence, the sense of openness that you have through you, and the chakras connect into that singularity. What you're doing is you're sitting in a space, breathing, opening. It's like you become the space, and you amplify the torus within it. And so when people come into the space, then they feel that. It's an amplification of their own vibration, and it gets their energy moving. And that's what I know as the flower of life. As you know, we're all connecting into a torus. We all have our own individual torus, but we're connecting into the universal one too. And when we can do that, it amplifies the flow for everyone. That activates Kundalini. That's, to me, is what Kundalini is. So really that's the essence of what we're working to do here in the Openhand group work. We are ascending into the fifth dimension, the fifth density. What does that mean exactly? Well, it's an inner journey, shifts of consciousness by the soul through the inner densities of the physical, first density, the emotional, second density, the lower mind, subconscious mind, third density, the heart, causal body, in the fourth density where karma is stored, and then through that and beyond into the higher dimensions of the fifth, the sixth, and the seventh, higher mind, celestial body, and the spirit light body. So this is an inner journey by internal shifts and movements of consciousness. In effect, then you're raising your vibration because the soul is shifting into higher vibrations of consciousness. And that begins to manifest, mirror into the outer world. Your outer landscape changes because you're shifting on the inner. And there's a transition point, and we're in that right now, whereby it's like you're living in two worlds, not one. So from the higher self, you're appreciating the signs and synchronicity, the interplay that goes on within the lower self and the 3D world that we're living in. Now, most people are living in the 3D world. They're making choices, logic-based decisions from the ego lower self. But we're emerging out of that. We're beginning to experience the flow that's moving through life, that's connecting the dots, so to speak, making things happen, connect in. We're witnessing how things just want to click in our lives. And that, in the beginning, might be now and then, quite periodic, if you like, or spasmodic. But the more you tune in to the soul, the more you purify and integrate soul through the challenges that you experience in the day-to-day, in relationships, in jobs, in general living circumstances. The more you integrate by letting go and relinquishing attachment, the need for an outcome, for example, or the fear that it might go a certain way, then the soul is progressively liberating and raising in vibration and connecting into those higher dimensions, into that higher plane of consciousness. And it's beginning to create from there. It's beginning to weave a new reality from there. And you start to experience it. So it's not every now and again a synchronicity happening, but you are beginning to live it. It's beginning to click in around you. Life is creating in a completely different way. It's not coming from some mind-led intention. It is the movement of consciousness is creating. And that's what it means to be living in 5D consciousness right now. And we can benefit from that. We can thrive from that. But that's not the end of the story. That's a transition phase. Because the earth is shifting, the 3D reality is being greatly challenged and will break down over time. And the 4D karmic layer, where humanity's karma is stored, that will break down. That's the construct that forms the collective inquiry, the collective learning experience. That will break down over time, and that will leave the 5D new paradigm, 5D, 6D, 7D, around the condensed stone, if you like, the seed of what was the old reality. So the new paradigm will form around that. And as your physical falls away, at some time it must, then you find yourself, if you're ascended internally, you find yourself carrying on in the new paradigm. You take on a body of light. You're more light-based and interconnected and flowing with life in this moment now. Yet everything is renewed, rejuvenated. The earth has been reborn, and us as divine beings within it. Bend softly forwards. Feel the density softening, completely accept. Sat down. I want to say a huge thank you for coming this week, especially in light of all of the external shenanigans going on. It's always the most difficult part, leaving this. So when you take that, you're taking the energy with you. So the crazy one.
Get ready.
It's the countering the virus one. No fear. Okay, it's the no fear one, right? This is the no fear one.
Without the masks.
Yeah. So in 3, in 2, in 1. No fear! No fear!
Right.
That's great.
Let's go with that.
Cool.
It's really nice.
So Matthew's going to be up in a moment. We're just going to put the cushions over there. Pardon? No, that's fine. So what will you take from this?
I found more of myself. My reasons for living, I see far more clearly into the future. Just absolutely amazing.
Brilliant.
Couldn't live without it.
Great, great.
When I think about it now, it's beyond what I expected because my mind was imagining things, but the experience gave me feeling, and feeling that such a strong, powerful, the connection to myself and everything else around, everybody in this room is beyond words.
What will you take from this?
I take a lot from it, and it's going to be something that stays with me forever. And you know, the love that you provide, the love that everyone taps into, and the love that is here, present, always, that is going to stay with me. And it's you know, it's something that I've gained tremendously from, and it's something that will help me along my journey and my soul's journey. And I'm very grateful and thankful that I did come.
So the Ascension bandwagon rolls on. And we're not going to let any spurious virus or other concoctions stop us.